Hello, welcome to this week's Freya podcast. Today we're going to be talking on how our anxiety, our stress, our moments where we're feeling a little bit uncomfortable or depressed or just under the weather, how those are the most important moments of our lives, actually, and how getting through them and learning how to move through them is what is going to build your capacity for more light. So, as an emotional being, I used to experience my emotions as if there was something wrong with me, as if I had to completely eradicate them or eliminate them or control them or repress them or numb them. That was a way that I would do that a lot in the past, numbing my emotions through alcohol, through drugs, through relationships, through food, through whatever it was that I could get my hands on. It's like if I don't want to feel this. It's so uncomfortable to feel this, and whatever I can do to make this go away will save me in a way. It's like you become this victim to your emotions and you're so scared of them. And along the years of learning to regulate myself in my emotions through breath work, I realized that my emotions, my anxiety, my stress, my depressive states, and I don't like using these words because I don't like using the labels of depression and anxiety and all that, what society has labeled as this thing that's wrong with you, this illness. It's like there's so much fear around that. I want to make sure that you guys all understand that I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not claiming to know anything about your mental health or your physical health. I am just here sharing what I believe to be true in me. And maybe that can inspire other people to feel into, does this resonate for me? Does this make sense for me? Does this also make me feel like this could be true for me? And just be curious and open up to that. And if it doesn't resonate, then don't take any of this. Like, who am I to tell you what you are? I'm not telling anybody what they are or what they aren't. And I don't believe that anybody on this planet should. I think that we are all human beings who have the capacity to discern what is good or not good for us. So just keep in mind that I'm not here telling you what is or is not. You have the capacity to feel if this resonates for you in your life. But for me, these labels of anxiety, depression, burnout, all of these emotions that we experience in our life, it's like we all have this very negative emotion around it, like, oh, I'm feeling this, oh, this is really negative, there must be something really wrong with me, or there must be something that I really need to change. Very dramatic, very chaotic, very, oh, let's not talk about that, or let's avoid this. And so I realized how much of fear I had around my emotions, around my emotional ups and downs, around my anxiety and my stress. It's like I would fear being anxious. I would fear being stressed. I would fear not sleeping when I had insomnia. I would fear all the things. So you add a extra layer to your stress by fearing it. You add an extra layer to your insomnia by fearing it. You will add an extra layer to your depression if you're fearing it. So once we have the capacity to hold the emotions, to move through them, and to know that these are temporary. These are not permanent. They don't mean anything about you in the sense that these do not define you. This is what I really want you guys to understand. How I see it is that we are an ocean, and these emotions that we feel are waves. And just like the ocean, there's a lot of waves that go onto shore, but the waves come and they go, and they come and then they go. And then there's some waves that are waves of pleasure, of creativity, of love, of happiness. And then there's some waves that are just more chaotic and more scary, or more fear, or more shame, or there's just waves that we experience. And the vessel, our body, is the ocean. And so when we understand this and we can see these emotions for what they are, just waves, we become unattached to whether or not they are good or bad for us. We are just aware of them. We're there to hold space for them. And then while we hold space and we give them the ability to transform in that moment or to just be in that moment, we lose this need to diminish them or to make them go away. And I was just at my friend's house who went on a journey of plant medicine recently, and we were talking about her realizations throughout this plant medicine journey. And she was speaking about how light always wins. And I am a firm believer. I have nothing against plant medicine. And I'm not going to speak a lot about that right now because I don't have enough experience in that to speak on that for now. But I do feel that plant medicine can be your way to connect with your deeper spiritual awakening. It can be a portal for that. But for me, it was breath work. For me, it was connecting back to my body and to my breath. And I do not think that you need plant medicine in order to heal. Like, I do not think that you need breath work to heal. Like, I do not think that you need this supplement or this pill or this anything external to heal. And it all just depends on what comes to you in the moment and what you feel called to trying in your life. There is nothing for me that is more powerful than the breath. And the breath is just simply because this is something we do every single day of our lives. It is what makes us alive here and now in the present moment. And there is nothing more powerful than that. Do you need breath work to heal you? It depends how you see it. It's like, do you need me, the breathwork facilitator, to heal you? Absolutely not. Do you need to be in connection with your true self in order to heal? Yeah. And whatever is going to get you closest to connecting back to your heart, to your truth, whether it's breath work, whether it's plant medicine, whether it's whatever it is, it's life. What I like to see is like your life is bringing you closer to you. If you are able to fully be present in all moments of your life, your relationship can be your biggest awakening. Your child can be your biggest awakening. Being a mom is such a huge spiritual awakening. Your birth, giving birth, oh my gosh, that is the most amazing spiritual awakening if you really fully live it and be in it. It's like there are so many moments in our lives that can awaken us and make us conscious. It's just that we're completely living in this numbed zombie mode of just trying to survive, and we miss out on life and we miss out on the beauty of what it is that it's trying to show us and mirror back to us. So when you're fully present in your life, this is when you can awaken and remember who you are and your power and your truth. So going back to my discussion with my friend, we were speaking about her experience in plant medicine, and I was realizing, wow, her big realizations were the light will always win. Love will always win over every shadow, over every darkness, over every fear. The light always wins. And this realization is one that I have been living for the past couple years, of realizing that in my darkest moments, in the moments that I felt so low, that I didn't want anybody to see those parts of me, that I didn't want to be seen, that I wanted to isolate, that I wanted to just numb and get it over and done with. Like, somebody just take this pain away from me because I can't do it anymore. I can't. In those moments, in those absolute rock bottom moments, those are the most transformative, powerful moments of your life. Because once you jump from that, like once you're at rock bottom in your life, I love seeing this image of, when you're swimming in a pool and it's like an in-ground pool and you jump into the pool and you hit the bottom. You know how you can kick off that bottom and go all the way back to the top so much quicker and faster and more powerfully than if you are not at the bottom, you're like in the middle, then you kind of have to swim to go up and it's a little harder to go up. That's what I see as rock bottom. When you're rock bottom and you feel like there's nothing else you can do, you have no energy, there's nothing else to do, you have to surrender. You have to surrender and trust. And in that moment of surrender, this is when you kick off that bottom and there comes the light. But it's in our resistance to the pain. It's in our resistance to the anxiety. It's our control. It's our not wanting to feel that keeps us stuck in the muck. And I thank breathwork for the ability that it has had to soften the experience of stress, of anxiety, of insomnia, of fear, of anger, of jealousy, of shame, of all the emotions that we go through as human beings. It's like I have had the opportunity to create a safe space for my emotions to be, because I have, along the years, connected back to my body, back to my breath, so that this can be the sacred container for what moves through me. No matter what, I'm okay. And I say this with a lot of, right now I'm honestly moving through this rebirth. And you guys aren't going to see the episodes in like, you're going to see them a little bit randomly. So I don't know, maybe you're going to hear me say this a lot. I went through this rebirth, but right now I'm going through this rebirth of letting go of the outdated version of me that is still in my mind and moving forward in alignment with what is in my heart. And there's a lot of resistance in that, because there's a lot of fear, because I don't really know where I'm going. But I feel like my heart is calling me towards something. And then my mind is like, oh no, this isn't safe. So I thank breathwork for being able to now hold myself in those emotions, because we talk a lot about feminine and masculine energy. It's all beautiful to be in your feminine and to be creative and intuitive and in flow and emotionally regulated and all that. But then for me to be able to be in my feminine, I really, really had to create a safe container for my feminine to be in. So this is what we don't really talk about when we're talking about feminine and masculine energy. We think that someone who wants to reconnect with their feminine, they have to be all flowy and all loving and all this and all that. And it's like, no, yes, but without the sacred container, without being fully in your body and feeling safe in your body and in your breath, it's going to be extremely hard for you to hold your emotions if you don't feel safe to hold them. So this is why breathwork for me is such an important part of a transformation. It's like, if you have not created the container for which your emotions can flow freely through, it's going to be really hard to let those emotions flow through you. Just like a river needs the riverbank, the emotions need the container. And the container is you. It's you, this physical vessel, this body. And once you establish a sense of connection with that body, with you, there's this confidence that no matter what moves through you, no matter what waves move through you, the emotional waves that will move through you in your life, you have this faith and this trust and this ability to hold it. Not hold it like keep it stuck. I mean, create space around it so that you know that no matter what, you're safe. And this comes back to the light always wins. This beautiful reflection that we were talking about today. No matter what you're going through in terms of emotions, in terms of life is really hitting like hard at you right now. There's a lot of things that aren't going quote unquote well in the way that we judge it to be, like your kids are this, your boyfriend is going through this, you lost your job, you financially, like whatever it is. Can you hold faith that all of this will bring you more light if you allow it to move through you and to teach you what it is that you need to be taught through this shadow, through this anxiety, through this anger? It's like when you create space around the emotion to move through you, you can then recognize, what is this trying to teach me? What is this trying to show me? What is this bringing to me? I'm going to repeat this every time that I have an emotion or something that I consider quote unquote bad, or that my mind labels as bad or as unsafe or as horrible. I tell myself, wow, what a gift. Thank you for bringing this to my attention, because this is now conscious. And then I have the ability to see it to feel it and to transform it into something else. So if you have an emotion, if you have anxiety, if you have fear, if you're going through a rough patch in your life, there's this song that I used to listen to when I was moving through my separation 2 years ago, and it was called, what was it? It was, oh, Fred again and again and again and again. And it was like, if I can move through this, what comes next will be marvelous. It's called We Lost Dancing. We Lost Dancing. It came out during COVID because we had lost the opportunity to go dance in bars and in clubs and all that. And it was a DJ. And he kept in that song, it's like, if I can get through this, what comes next will be marvelous. And I remember listening to that song with so much love and faith and holding myself in the periods of my life where I felt like everything was crumbling, where I had no idea where I was going, where I was so freaking scared. And I would just listen to those words and I would say, if I can get through this, what comes next will be marvelous. Exactly like if you can move through birth, if you can move through the lows, once you move through them, once you feel your power when you're at your absolute low, once you kick off the bottom of the pool and you come back up, it's like you touch base with the absolute depth of the fear or of the discomfort that you did not want to touch. And once you touch it, and once you go and you move through it, you realize, oh my gosh, I can go through anything. Oh my gosh, I have so much power. I went through that. I can do anything. And then from that gift of surrendering to the shadows, you're then able to touch so much more light. And it's like how I see it is it's like this light that's just trying to crack you open. And when the light shines on you, this light that you're receiving from the universe to be this higher version of yourself, it's like it's cracking open. So it's going through all the little shadows and cracking them and illuminating the shadows so that when you think you're going through hard times and your anxiety and your thoughts and everything is so chaotic and you just like, why am I going through this? I don't know what's going on. The light is trying to crack you open. So when the light is coming in your body, every little shadow that you didn't see is going to come to light because that's what it does. That's what the light does. It illuminates the parts of you that you can't see in order to finally see them so you can transform them, so you can move through them. Because these are unconscious. And once you're shining light on them, they become conscious. And they become conscious because they don't want to be stuck in you anymore. So it's like when you have these anxieties, these thoughts, this stress, this resistance, can you take a moment to look at it for what it is? It's like this is just screaming louder right now because it wants to be released. It wants to be felt. It wants to move through you. And in those moments where you're just like deep in it, can you hold yourself? Can you love yourself? Just like a child, when a child's moving through big emotions, what do? You don't tell them, oh, you're still there again. Oh, you're still experiencing this. Oh my gosh, you're still angry. You're still like, no, we don't say that. We hold the child and we love them and we tell them it's going to be okay. And this is how we have to hold ourselves in those periods of time. It's like, it's not needing to make it go away or wanting it to go away. It's like holding ourselves and trusting that no matter what, the light will win. No matter what, the light will win. The light always wins. Love always wins. And this was the realization of the day when we were talking with each other. She was like, I just realized that in all these waves of like, I was going into darkness, then I was going into pleasure, then I was going into darkness, and I was going into pleasure. And in the end of the darkness, I wanted it to end. I wanted it to end, to go back into the light. And then she realized like the light just always wins. And it's in my resistance to the darkness that I'm blocking myself from fully being. It's like when you have no resistance to the darkness, that's when the darkness doesn't even care to be there because it's like, poof, comes in and it comes out. But when you resist the darkness, you're keeping it inside. It's like you're holding on to it. It's like what the darkness wants, it wants to continue its wave. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go see and hear if this is cool. And then oh, the person feels it and it's just like, oh no, I don't want to feel it. I don't want to feel it. So they hold on to it and they keep it stuck in their bodies, and then the darkness just stays there. But if the darkness just came in and just was like, oh, this person has absolutely no resistance. Oh, that's quite boring. I'm just going to leave. It seems so easy and simple, but it's not when we're moving through it. But it's like, can we have complete trust and faith that no matter what comes our way, this is all moving us to more light, more faith, more love, and that the love will always win. And can we connect enough with our bodies, with our breath, to make this journey of ease so that whatever comes our way, whether it's beauty, whether it's anger, whether it's frustration, whether it's anxiety, whether it's stress, whatever it is, it's like just being at peace with what is and letting that move through us and teach us what it needs to teach us. Because after those waves of darkness, my gosh, is there wisdom? Is there power in what we've learned through that? And I kept asking one of my friends who was talking about how she was scared of putting her idea out there and being seen in her new business. And she's like, I'm just scared of burning out or depression or going back into those old cycles that I went through when I would put my heart in my business. And I'm like, and did you ever get depressed or burnout? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, was that one of the most pivotal moments of your life where you realized who you were and why you're here? And she's like in hindsight, can you look at that depressed state or that moment of your life where everything was when you were low? Can you see the medicine? Can you see what it brought to your life now in hindsight? Can you see why that you needed to go through that in order to be who you are today? Can you see that now? And she's like, yeah, if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't be where I am today. And I'm like, okay, so then why are we so scared of that? If we know that it's for our highest good, if we know that the light always wins, if we know that love always wins, why are we so scared of embracing the shadows? Because we don't have absolute certainty and faith yet. And this is why breath work is, in my opinion, the most beautiful way to feel your power and your certainty in this physical body, to be the sacred container for the waves that come into your life so that you know that no matter what, you're going to be okay because you've got yourself. I've got me. And that even if the worst things happen in my life, yeah, it's going to fucking hurt, but I'm going to be okay. And there is nothing on this planet that is more important than the knowing of that, than the faith of that, than the feeling of certainty and of faith that you hold in your heart and in your soul and in your life. So if you're going through a hard moment right now in your life, know that you're not alone. Know that you're not broken. Know that does not define who you are. Know that you have everything within you to go through that and move through that. And sometimes that requires support. We're going to Costa Rica in February, where we are going to really focus on giving you tools and making you feel in 1 week what it feels like to really be connected to your truth, to your body, to your breath, to the present moment by experiencing your life. And this is like the beauty of Costa Rica, a beautiful resort, oceanfront resort where everything is taken care of. And all you have to do is be and receive the medicine that we're here to create all together. So if that interests you, you can reach out as well. We have a couple spots left. It's a very intimate retreat, and we're really excited about offering that. There is so much of this that needs to be done in community, in support. I remember a time in my life where I had no idea how I was going to move through any of this. And I would have never been able to do it without surrendering to these prisons that I put in front of me and like putting myself out there and going into places with people that I didn't know because my heart was like, you need to go there. You need to follow that. You need to get closer to this person. Like when you feel the pull to do something and your mind is like, oh no, like listen to this always. Whether it's me, whether it's anybody else. Healing happens in community. And this is why retreats and programs and coaching for me has always been super, super helpful because I needed the support that I could not find in society's way of saying this is how you get support. That was my story. I didn't find the support I needed in the traditional ways of society. I had to move outside the box and go to places, coaches that weren't necessarily defined by a degree or like there was just something that my heart was telling me, you need to go there. You need to go there. And none of it made sense here. It was just like, this is where my body's calling me and this is where I'm going. So trust where your body is calling you, whether that's a professional, whether that's a doctor, whether that's a person, whether that's a retreat, whether that's just anything. It doesn't matter. Don't let the mind get influenced by it. Trust that whatever inspires you, whatever lights you up is your way, and move in alignment with that. Your heart never lies. Never, never lies. Love always wins. And you guys got to really feel that and experience that to make it more powerful. Because me telling you this is not going to impact you the same way as if you live it. And for me, why I'm here is for as many people as possible to be able to live what it is to be alive and fully here, fully in their power, and creating such magic on earth because we're all so in love and certain about our lives and who we are as human beings. Like we're not victims to our emotions. We're in our power because we know we can handle this. We know who we are and we know that the light will always win. So why are we so scared? Why are we running away? Why? And I say this with so much love because I still hide and I still run away. But if we can remember together as a community, if we can have discussions like this more openly, if we can speak our truths and be seen in all that we are, I really think that this is what is going to change the world, human by human, day by day, hour by hour, minute by minute. And I say this and my eyes light up and emotions pour through me. Like I can feel it, that this moves me because this is why I'm here. I'm not doing this for recognition, validation, success, money. The main reason I'm doing this is so that you guys can feel this and remember this. And that has been such a journey to be here now, right now, here, and all that I am. And if you guys can embark on that journey too, if you feel like you don't know where to start, reach out. Reach out to whoever lights you up and trust that. All right, guys. I love you. I wish you a beautiful day, and we will speak to each other next week. Bye.